Hi Rick, thanks for doing this. How are you today?
Good, yeah. Relaxed, chilled.
Now your boxing club's in Wakefield, Wakefield Trinity. Whereabouts is it and how long's it been going for?
Wakefield West. We've just moved, to be honest. We were at the top end of Wakefield. So we've just moved to bottom end now. So yeah, that's where we are, Wakefield, West Yorkshire. We've been going for two years now. So it's going really well, really well.
And who's it aimed at, Rick? Is it amateur boxers or people for fitness?
We have kids come from 4 up to 50 plus. Originally, we set up an amateur boxing club, but obviously finances and stuff like that, we had to put other classes on because amateur boxers, there's not 100 of them, so we've got sort of 10 registered fighters, but we've probably got about 60-70 members.
Is it a Friday night? You have your mini Mayweathers from 4 years up?
We had a kids class before when we were at the old place. We didn't set it up again when we came here because obviously it was a new place. We thought we'd get going again. And then I was sat at home, and my daughter, she's 5 and one's 9, and I thought, you know what, they used to like coming when they were thinking, so I'll crack on. So I thought, what can I have a name? So it were like mini Mayweathers and tiny Taylors.
Also have the Wakefield ladies football team training at your club as well?
Not anymore. We had them last season. I think they're doing other things now. We just had a few different groups coming. We had Leeds United ladies come for a couple of sessions. We had Eastmore rugby team come and had a few sessions. Yeah, we just said, like, if any team sports wanted to come and haven't put through the paces in the boxing world, come down, and they loved it. So hopefully, going forward, it'll be something we probably do again, team up with some teams.
Anybody, not just young people, older people, if they were coming to your club, what would you say to them about how soon they might spar, how soon they might actually compete?
We used to have kids that come of all different ages, and they come training. And we always said to them before they walk through the door, don't come in here and think you have to fight someone or spar with people. It's not what we do. Come in, enjoy it, learn how to box, and if you feel like you want to, come and tell us. We'll never pressure you into it. You come and tell us if you want to have a little spar, and we'll put you with someone who's experienced, who won't take no cheap shots at you, will look after you and let you see how you get on with it. Because there's nothing worse than, I've seen it in clubs before where kids have gone in, they've got beat up, they've never come back, and it's not how it should be.
That's one of the points of these videos, that boxing's not just about getting in that ring, is it? It's about the whole club. No. What is your boxing background, Rick?
I used to play football at quite a high standard, but as I was playing football, I was always doing a bit of boxing in sort of the background, because football was sort of my main focus. So I went more down the sort of the unlicensed stuff rather than amateur. I own the boxing club with my mate Danny Pickup. I think Danny had 9 fights. I'm just looking at him over there. He had 9 fights, and he stopped at. How old were you when you stopped?
Started at 19. I was doing like 21. I boxed for 2 years.
He boxed for 2 years, so he was 19 and he stopped at 21. He had about 8 bouts. But we drafted in a bloke called Neil Coleman. He was sort of a mutual friend, and he's been in boxing world in Wakefield for, well, I don't know, 50 years. So we brought him in as the sort of the go-to guy, the experienced guy. So yeah, we learn off him, and to be honest, he learns off the younger ones as well. So
reading your club profile, it seems like you've set up the club very much on a community basis. What benefits do you think it does do for the community?
We were at Eastmore before, and a lot of the kids used to come down and used to listen to the stories about hanging around playgrounds and stuff like that, and fighting and carrying knives and stuff. But you show them, you try. I'm not going to stand here and be cheesy, but you try and show them a different path. And majority of them, they buy into what you're trying to do. Some obviously fall through net, and they come a couple of times, disappear. You find out what they're up to. But as a community sort of thing, it's really good. We keep in contact with the PCSOs, and they've come and seen us a few times. And it's funny when a PCSO walks in a kids class, how many kids go missing? They're hiding behind bags and stuff. but they have that good rapport though, to be fair. So they know they're a bit naughty, but they've got the first name terms, and you can see a little bit of sort of banter between them. I just find when they're out in groups, out on streets, they can be really naughty. Take them away from that environment, and they're actually good kids, a lot of them.
In the sport, you have to be disciplined, so it instills that in you, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's such a great sport. I mean, people think boxing, it's a violent sport, it encourages fighting and stuff like that. It's so not that at all. I mean, kids come here and the discipline they learn just to be turning up on time, doing the right things, putting things away, talking to coaches with a bit of respect, not being mouthy or sort of, giving you attitude. And I don't know why. I mean, they'll go to school and they'll probably give that attitude to the teachers all day. And as soon as you come in a boxing club, they're not, kids are nice as pie. Please, thank you. Yes, coach, no coach. And I don't know why we get that sort of from them.
Wakefield's like Lee, where I'm from, renowned for rugby league. How does boxing compare? How popular is boxing in Wakefield?
Up until recent events, there were 3 boxing clubs in Wakefield. There were White Rose. I think the White Rose Boxing Club has been going since probably 1950s. And there were Kettlethorpe, Guardians 299. I'm led to believe at the minute them 2 have not opened again. So we're the only boxing club in Wakefield at the minute, which is a real shame, because it's like all places, Leeds, Huddersfield and places round us, they've all got many boxing clubs, and that's how it should be. At the moment we're at its capacity, what we've been told we can have, we're at it. So there's people on waiting lists who can't come training. If all the clubs had been open, there's places for people to go. So that's a shame at the moment that people can't get where they need to be. But I think boxing is big in Wakefield.
What is it about the coaching side that you like doing?
When you coach something to them and they do it in a inspiring or do it in a fight, and you think, we've been working on that, and you sit back and think, you've helped them do that, and they don't even know it because it's just instinct. But I'll talk a glass eye to sleep, So I just love, the banter with the lads, the lasses that come. It's just a really good environment to train, and I like sort of group training. Everyone's bouncing off each other. It's just a happy sort of place. I mean, sometimes they don't look happy when they're training, but we know they are deep down.
And where do you want the club to go? What do you want it to achieve?
Me and Danny, we talk about it quite a lot. I mean, yeah, it's far-fetched. People will laugh at you, but I'd love to have in Wakefield at some point sort of a super club, just a really big area, big space. You've got your boxing in there, you've got the gym in there, you've got your Wakefield rugby team can come, the football team can all train there. I just want a big sort of Wakefield Trinity super club. And, I want the fighters, because we started 2 years ago, a lot of our fighters were started when they were like 11, 12, 13. So hopefully I want to see in 6, 7, 8 years' time, these lads going on and just making some of themselves.
Which are the boxers you've enjoyed watching?
They always rib me here because I love watching Eubank Jr. I love watching him fight. I wish he'd settle down with a coach and listen to him a little bit, because you can only get so far on your own, which he's tried doing. But I love watching him fight.
Well, he's been with Roy Jones for the last few months. He's been in lockdown with Roy Jones, so that can't have done any harm.
I hope Roy Jones is in his corner for next fight. And I'd like to see Eubank Jr. in a corner, looking at his coach, taking it in, listening, and actually implementing it.
So we've got the coronavirus at the moment, but on a normal basis, do you have club shows at Wakefield Trinity?
Because we started sort of 2018. Last season was our first season as a club. We sort of had 8 or 9 carded fighters, and obviously they weren't all ready to fight yet, so we were building them up. So I think maybe obviously this was going to be a good season. We weren't going to have a show this season. We would have possibly thought about it the year after. I'd like to be able to fill a show with just our fighters and not have to rely on other fighters and people pulling out and getting all headache of everything. And we've got a great venue in Wakefield, Light Waves. It's got the bleachers that come out. You know, it holds 400 people. When that's rammed, it's just an absolute atmosphere. It's fantastic. So I'd love our boys and girls to fight on that one of them shows in front of all the mates, and it'd been absolutely rammed. And to be honest, what we've got here, there'd be no reason why we wouldn't sell it out. We would sell it out with the fighters we've got and the sort of the contacts.
And when you go to other shows, how far do you travel?
So last season, obviously been his first season, I think the furthest we probably went were Hull. So we're about 60, 70 mile. And that was first ever fighter for club. We fought in Hull and he won, which were great. So it was just a good start to hopefully how things were going to pan out. And it did. Last season we finished even. We had exactly the same amount of wins as we did losses, which, like I say to kids, I says, you know, losses are nothing. It's just everything is about learning and learning and learning.
Last question, Rick. What is it about the sport that you love, and why should people give it a go?
I love the sport. I think it's one of them. As much as when you get in that ring, you're on your own. The whole preparation to that, it's not an individual sport. I don't find it as. I think the lads you train with, the boxers that you train with, the coaches you're with all the time, you're a team. You're a massive team. Obviously, until you step in that ring and you're on your own, that's when it's time to shine. But up to that point, I just love the whole camaraderie, the team. How everyone trains hard together, works hard together. They have laughs and jokes with each other on WhatsApp groups, and I just think, like, you've got football and rugby that are all team sports completely. For me, boxing's that. I just think you're in a big family, and obviously when you get in the ring and you fight, for instance, it's not like any other sport. It's completely different. But yeah, I just think boxing is a team sport until the last minute.
All the best with Wakefield Trinity, and I hope the club continues to grow.
Yeah, thank you very much for this. It's been really, really good. First interview I've ever done, to be honest.